morning light sprinkled the enchanted forest like sugar on warm pancakes. Tumbly, the brown teddy bear, stretched his soft arms and wiggled his fuzzy toes at the foot of his cozy bed. He lived in a snug little cottage under a crooked oak, where teacups clinked kindly and the kettle hummed a gentle tune. Today felt tingly with adventure. Tumbly put on his little blue scarf, even though it was sunny. He liked how it made him feel brave. He patted his pocket. Inside were 3 important things: a crumbly honey biscuit, a little ribbon, and a small, smooth pebble he called Plop. Plop was good for thinking. Plop made a nice sound when it tapped his paw. "I will practice careful steps," Tumbly said to himself. He remembered how careful steps helped in Sunny Meadow when he met Luma and Pip and Bristle. He smiled. Careful steps, kind heart, brave bear. He said it again because it felt good. Careful steps, kind heart, brave bear. Tumbly opened his door. The forest air smelled like mint and muffins. Birds chirped, leaves whispered, and somewhere far away someone was playing a little melody. The path led past blueberry bushes, past a stump shaped like a chair, and past a patch of mushrooms wearing tiny caps that looked like umbrellas. "Good morning," Tumbly waved to a ladybug on a dandelion puff. "Good morning," the ladybug chimed back. In the enchanted forest, everyone talked if you listened kindly. Soon, Tumbly heard a soft tune. It went, la la little, la la lay, as bright as a summer morning. He knew that music. "Pip!" Tumbly called, padding faster. He tripped over a root and tumbled, tumbly. He rolled like a muffin down a hill, bounced off a cushiony patch of moss, and landed with a plop. Plop the pebble plinked out of his pocket and rolled in a happy circle. Pip the field mouse popped out from behind a fern, his whiskers twitching. He held a tiny acorn drum and 2 straw drumsticks. "Tumbly, are you practicing your tumbling again?" Pip giggled. Tumbly blushed under his brown fur. "I am practicing my careful steps," he said. Then he smiled. "Maybe also my careful landings." Pip hopped up on Tumbly's paw. "Where are you going?" "Exploring," Tumbly said. "And maybe I'll find something that needs a little help." That was Tumbly's favorite kind of exploring. Pip's ears perked. "I heard a sound by the willow whisper brook. It sounded like eep and eep and eep, but not in a happy way." "Let's go," said Tumbly. "Careful steps, kind heart, brave bear." He said it again, softly, so his courage could hear it. They followed a path that curled like a ribbon. They passed Sunny Meadow, where colorful wildflowers nodded in a friendly way. Tumbly remembered Luma, the unicorn foal, and how she found her echo there. He remembered Bristle the hedgehog, who was nervous but determined, and how they planted seeds in Meadow Mother's garden. "We all grew a little that day," Tumbly said. Pip drummed a happy beat on his acorn drum. "And our hearts grew too." At the willow whisper brook, the water sang a gurgling song that sounded like tickles. A silver ribbon of river slid past stones and over little dips, all sparkly in the sun. A willow tree leaned down to listen, curtains of green swaying and shushing like lullabies. Tumbly and Pip looked around. "Hello?" said Tumbly. "Is anyone saying eep?" "Eep!" came a squeak. "Eep! Eep!" came another. Tumbly and Pip eeked behind a cluster of river reeds. There, at the narrowest bend of the brook, a tiny bridge rested on 2 knobby roots. The bridge was very small. It was made of twigs and smooth leaf strips, with a little arch in the middle. On one side of the bridge, a row of teeny-tiny field voles stood in line, each holding a crumb of bread or a drop of jam like it was treasure. The first vole wore a hat made of a folded violet petal. She tapped her foot. The second vole held a lantern made from a firefly's old glow shell. The firefly had shed it, very politely. The third vole had a basket of seeds tied with a grass ribbon. Behind them, more voles waited, chattering softly. "I am Millie," said the vole with the violet hat. "We are the brook under voles. We live under the roots where the brook whispers. Today is market day at Sunny Meadow. But, oh dear, the bridge has a wiggle. A very wiggly wiggle. She pointed at the little arch. The bridge wiggled. It wobbled. It waggled and shook. When the first vole tried to step, the bridge jiggled like jelly. "Eep," said the vole. "Eep, eep," echoed the rest. Tumbly crouched down, gentle as a hush. "Hello, Millie. Hello, everyone. I'm Tumbly. This is my friend Pip." Pip bowed, whiskers swooshing. "At your tiny service," he said. "We built the bridge," Millie said, "and it was fine when we only carried crumbs. But today we have jam drops and seed baskets and a fresh loaf of dandelion bread." She pointed to a little spool cart with a loaf as big as Tumbly's paw. "That is heavy. The bridge says wiggle and wobble and does not say yes, please come across." Tumbly smiled kindly at the bridge, because bridges have feelings when you build them with care. "Hello, bridge," he said. "You are lovely, but you seem worried." The bridge gave a tiny creak that sounded like, Pip tapped his drum. "Maybe we can help. We like to help." The voles nodded so fast their violet hats and grass ribbons wiggled too. "Would you?" Millie asked. "We tried singing to the bridge, but it wobbled in time to the music. We tried telling it jokes, but it laughed too hard. We tried asking a frog to carry us, but the frog went sploosh, and we all got wet noses." "We will try careful steps," Tumbly said. He stood up tall and brave. Then he took one tiny step onto the end of the bridge. The bridge wiggled, but only a little. He took another step. Wiggle. He took another. Wobble. He took a fourth and, "Whoops," Tumbly said, as his foot slipped on a peel of birch bark. He windmilled his arms, eyes wide. Pip squeaked. Plop! Tumbly sat down right on the bridge. The bridge squeaked a very small oof. "I'm sorry," Tumbly told it. He patted the rail. "I am a bear, not a vole." The bridge gave a soft creak that sounded like, "I know, dear." Millie tilted her head. "It is not only about weight," she said. "It is about wiggle at the joints, where we tied the twigs. They feel loose." She pointed with her tiny paw at little leaf knots. Tumbly nodded. "We can fix loose. We can learn together." He liked learning. He liked helping. He liked friends best of all. Pip jumped onto the end of Tumbly's scarf. "We need ties. We need something strong but gentle. We need..." A gentle glow shimmered in the willow's shade. Soft bells, like summer raindrops, chimed from somewhere inside the leaves. The curtain of green stirred, and Luma, the unicorn foal, stepped out. Her silver-blue mane shone like quiet water, and her small horns sparkled with morning light. She looked shy at first, as she often did, but then she saw Tumbly and Pip and her ears perked up. "Hello," Luma said, her voice clear and sweet. "I was practicing my echo by the brook. It said, 'Hello, hello, hello.' And then I heard new friends and a wiggly bridge." Tumbly's smile reached his eyes. "Luma, your voice sounds brave." Luma blushed under her pale coat. "I found it in Sunny Meadow, remember? When you helped me listen. Now my voice is small sometimes, but it is strong." She lowered her head to look at the bridge. "May I help?" "Please," said Millie and all the voles. Luma touched the bridge with her nose. A soft glow gathered around the leaf knots. "Magic can help," Luma said. "But I think the bridge wants more than magic. It wants to be held." "Held," Pip squeaked. "We can hold it with vines. I can fetch some," Tumbly said, standing up carefully. Careful steps, kind heart, brave bear. He stepped off the bridge and back onto the bank. "No tumble this time. I will get Meadow Mother's garden twine," Luma offered. "It is made from moon vines. They are gentle and strong." She trotted away, light as a whisper. "While we wait," Pip said, "we can make a plan. A plan, itty plan." He beat a tiny marching rhythm. Left tie, right tie, center tie, tighten tight, try, try, try. Tumbly clapped softly to Pip's beat. Millie clapped too. The other voles clapped with teeny tiny pats that sounded like raindrops on leaves. Luma returned with a coil of silvery twine draped over her neck. Meadow Mother said, "Kindness is the knot that holds the world, and sent this with love." "Thank you," Tumbly said. He felt braver with friends around him. He divided the twine and gave pieces to the voles. "We will tie together. We will make a pattern, like weaving, like hugs." They began at the first joint. Millie showed how to loop a leaf knot around a twig, then twist, then tuck, then pull, snug. The twine made a soft shish sound as it slid. Pip sang a tying song. Round and round, tuck just right, hug the twig and hold on tight. Left and right, up and through, kind hands make it strong for you. Tumbly's paws were big, and the twine was small. He tried to make small moves. He tried to keep the loops neat, but sometimes his paw would bump a twig. Sometimes his knot looked like a snail taking a nap. Once, he tied his own scarf into the bridge by accident. "Oh," Tumbly blinked. He tugged his scarf. "I think the bridge wants to wear my scarf." Luma giggled softly. "It looks very handsome." Millie untied the scarf with her little paws. "Here you go, Mr. Bridge," she said kindly. "You do not need a scarf to be brave." She returned it to Tumbly. "But thank you for the fashion show," Tumbly chuckled. He tried again, slower. He counted. 1 loop, 2 loop, tuck. 1 loop, 2 loop, tuck. He said it with each knot. He liked the repetition. It made his paws remember. His knots grew neater. His knots grew snug. He felt his shy wobble melt like a snowflake on a warm nose. When they reached the middle, the bridge gave a pleased creak. It seemed to say. "That's nice." Pip tapped his drum. "Halfway there, halfway fair, halfway with friends who care." They tied the right side. They tied the left side. They double-checked each knot. Luma's horn glowed, and the moonvine twine shimmered, not with big magic, but with soft, steady glow. Like a candle in a window, the willow leaves whispered, "Shh, good work. Shh, kind work." Finally, Tumbly tied the last knot. He did it carefully. He did it proudly. He did it with a little hum. Then he sat back. "We did it. We did it together." Millie touched the bridge with her tiny paw. It did not wobble. It did not wiggle. It hummed, quietly, like a happy bumblebee. The voles cheered in squeaks and peeps. "Hooray! Hooray!" Pip hopped onto the bridge and marched across, beating a triumphant rat-a-tat on his acorn drum. Test number 1, Mouse March. He reached the other side and bowed. Millie followed with her lantern. Test number 2, Lantern Light. The bridge held steady. The glow shell lantern winked. 2 voles carried the jam. Drops carefully. Test number 3, Jam, please. They giggled. They went across. The bridge held, strong and sure. Then came the dandelion bread on the spool cart, with 2 voles pushing, and 1 chewing a crumb that fell off, which he promised to pay back with a flower. "Big test," Tumbly said. He stood at the side, paws ready, in case the bridge wanted a hand to hold. The cart rolled up the little arch. The bridge murmured, I can. The cart rolled down the other side. The bridge hummed, I did. Everyone cheered. Pip's drum rolled. Luma tossed her mane and sent a sparkle into the air that popped like tiny stars. Millie turned to Tumbly. You are gentle and strong, she said. You listen to the bridge. You listen to us. Thank you. Tumbly felt warm all over, like honey on toast. We did it together, he said. We tied it with kindness. He looked at his paws, a little sticky with jam from a hug. And a little jam. Would you walk with us to Sunny Meadow? Millie asked. We have a stall. We sell crumbs and songs and tiny blankets woven from willow fluff. I would love to, said Tumbly. But first, I want to learn one more thing. He stepped onto the bridge again, slow and careful. He took a breath. Careful steps. Kind heart. Brave bear. He walked to the middle, put a paw on a knot, and whispered, Thank you. The bridge whispered back, Thank you. In a leaf rustle voice, they set off together, Tumbly, Pip, Luma, and the brook under voles, pulling their spool cart and carrying their jam drops and lantern. As they walked, Tumbly practiced his careful steps. He did not tumble, not even once. Well, maybe once. When a butterfly surprised his nose with a kiss, he laughed and popped back up like toast from a toaster. Sunny Meadow spread before them, bright and cheerful, sprinkled with wildflowers in every color. The sun poured gold over the grass. Bees hummed like old friends telling stories. A breeze played tag with the ribbons tied around market stalls. Today the meadow had become a friendly fair. There were stalls made from upturned toadstools. There were stalls made from overturned teacups. There was a stall made of woven grasses shaped like a tiny tent. Tumbly saw Bristle the hedgehog arranging seed packets in neat rows. He wore a little apron, and he was very focused, his quills tucked down so they wouldn't poke. He looked up and saw Tumbly and brightened. Tumbly, Bristle called, with a smile that curled like a new leaf. He hurried over, careful with his steps, too. You look brave today. He glanced at the voles. New friends? Yes, Tumbly said, introducing Millie and the others. We all helped their bridge. Bristle's eyes widened. Bridges are important. Garden paths are important. Ties are important. Oh, I have twine too. He patted his apron pocket proudly. But yours is prettier. He looked at Luma and bowed, just a little, because Luma made him feel shy and hopeful at the same time. Luma's ears flicked. She smiled shyly back. Your seeds are very neat, she said. Neat is brave. Pip hopped onto Bristle's stall and started a bright beat. Market day, market play, sing and dance the sunny way. He sang. Soon other friends gathered. A pair of rabbits twirled. A frog did a splishy jig in a teacup bird bath. A squirrel spun a pine cone like a top. The voles opened their stall and set out tiny blankets like dew clouds. Millie lifted her lantern. The brook under voles present our best jam drops. We have strawberry sparkle, blueberry bubble, and clover clover. 2 clovers? Pip asked, amused. Double lucky, Millie said solemnly. It makes your tummy smile twice. Tumbly helped hang a ribbon banner above their stall, using his little ribbon from his pocket. He stood on a stump while Luma steadied it with a gentle glow. Bristle handed up wooden pegs. Pip hummed a fastening tune. Round and up we go, tie the knot and say hello. The banner fluttered. It read, in leafy letters, kind knots and friendly lots. All day, friends visited. The frog brought lily pads. The rabbits brought tiny carrots. A hush fell for a moment when a warm breeze curled through the meadow. It felt like a hug from the whole forest. Meadow Mother's voice seemed to ride the wind. Well done, little ones. The grass rustled, and the flowers nodded as if they agreed. Tumbly closed his eyes and listened. He felt a soft swell of happy in his chest. He remembered the wiggle-wobble bridge. He remembered the little knots, like hugs. He remembered saying the words that helped. Careful steps. Kind heart. Brave bear. He squeezed Plop the pebble in his paw and felt steady. As the sun tilted toward evening, the market began to tidy itself. Banners were rolled. Drums were put away. Luma promised to walk the voles back to the brook. Bristle counted seed packets twice, just to be sure. Pip finished his last song with a flourish and a squeak. Millie tugged Tumbly's paw. We made something for you, she said shyly. She held up a tiny blanket of willow fluff, just Tumbly's scarf size. woven with a simple pattern of loops and crosses. In the corner, the moonvine twine made a small shape, a little knot heart. "For careful steps," she said, "and for a kind heart." Tumbly pressed it to his cheek. "It is soft," he said, "like a whisper." He wrapped it around his scarf. It looked like a cloud had decided to give the scarf a cuddle. Pip yawned a squeaky yawn. Luma leaned against Tumbly's shoulder for a moment. Bristle stood near, hands folded, content. The sky turned orange and pink and purple, like a berry trifle. "Time to go home," Tumbly said. "We will walk the voles to their bridge." They walked together through the soft dusk, fireflies lighting the way with winks and wishes. The willow waited, graceful and green. The brook sang a night song. Ripple, ripple, hush. The bridge shimmered softly with the moonvine twine. "Thank you again," Millie said, stepping onto the bridge. She crossed easily. The voles waved from the other side. "Sleep well," Luma called. "Dream sweet," Pip sang. "Good night," Tumbly said. He put his paw on a knot once more and whispered, "You are strong." The bridge creaked a cozy, "So are you." On the way back, Tumbly and friends walked slowly. Tumbly did not rush. He felt the ground under his paws. He listened to leaf whispers and cricket fiddles. He noticed the path looked different in the moonlight. Silver here, shadow there, soft everywhere. At the crooked oak, Tumbly's cottage glowed with lamplight. He invited everyone in for warm cups of mint tea and a cookie each. They sat on cushions. They laughed about Tumbly tying his scarf to the bridge. They sighed happy sighs. Before bed, Tumbly stood by the window. The moon hung like a friendly button in the sky. He remembered the voles' faces, the willow's whisper, the bridge's hum. He remembered how it felt to learn something new with patient pause. He remembered that bravery was sometimes quiet and sometimes sticky with jam. He said the words once more, soft as a lullaby. "Careful steps, kind heart, brave bear." Flop the pebble lay warm in his paw. Tumbly put it on the windowsill so it could see the stars. He put the willow fluff blanket over his scarf, like a tuck-in for a scarf, which made Pip giggle and Luma's eyes sparkle. Bristle, who had decided to stay the night in a cushioned basket, turned in a small circle and settled with a pleased sigh. Pip curled in a teacup. Luma rested her head on her forelegs by the door, where the moonlight could find her horn and make it glow like a nightlight. Tumbly climbed into bed and pulled his quilt to his chin. He thought about tomorrow. Maybe they would visit Meadow Mother. Maybe they would help plant moonflowers. Maybe they would find another small problem that needed a small kindness and a steady knot. The enchanted forest breathed a gentle good night. The cottage creaked, friendly and content. Somewhere in the distance, the willow whispered, "Shh," and the bridge, strong and sure, hummed a lullaby across the water. Tumbly smiled in his sleep. When he dreamed, he walked across 1,000 little bridges, each one held together by careful steps, kind hearts, and brave bears and brave friends, and not one wobbled at all. And that is how Tumbly and his friends helped a tiny bridge learn to be strong, and how Tumbly learned, again, that kindness ties the world together, one little knot at a time.